And some of them Southern Democrats who supported Hillary Clinton in the 2008 Democratic season said that Barack Obama couldn't win the election because he was black. Look at this. This is a map shifting the political margins from 2004 to 2008. 2004 election to 2008. Look how many states the Democratic candidate did better than John Kerry. Look at that. Because he came and he wanted to disrupt the system. Because he knew that the Democratic Party was falling apart. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Like it is right now. And you know who we need? You know who we need right now in 2028? Just 20 years after Barack Obama's historic margin of victory, we need Jon Ossoff.
Trump wants the whole country to fear him. He's attacking the freedom of the press. He's enlisting intelligence contractors to harvest our data and profile us. He's still working to undermine elections. Remember, this guy already tried once to overthrow the government. The same day you sent me and Raphael Warnock to the Senate, his mob sacked the Capitol building. You remember that, Savannah? On January 5th, you elected us. On January 6th, they tried to seize power and failed. But on January 7th, we got to work for Georgia. We got to work. We got to work. We capped the price of insulin for seniors. We expanded Social Security for teachers, police officers, and first responders. We saved more than 1 million pensions from insolvency. We delivered the biggest investment in HBCUs of all time. Savannah?
He's the next Barack Obama. You watch. He will win his home state of Georgia. This is completely different, but he will win his home state of Georgia in the 2026 Senate election. And the DNC needs to do their best right now to make sure that Jon Ossoff is our nominee, because it will be between Jon Ossoff and Gavin Newsom. It's going to be one of those two. And I love Gavin Newsom. I think he's great, but he certainly has lacked on some of the catching up with the new generation and catching up with the issues, the popular issues and the stances that is necessary of our time with Gen Z. Because keep in mind, Gavin Newsom, he wouldn't be president for Gen Z. He'd be a president for every other generation. We need somebody who will be a president for Gen Z and everybody else, and that would be Jon Ossoff. He's young, sort of young. He's 38 right now. In 2028, he'd be 40-some years old. And that's a little bit younger than Vance. So Vance could not say he's too young, he lacks experience, because Vance is going to be the Republican nominee. Let's all keep that in mind. So age would not be a contributing factor in the 2028 election if we had Jon Ossoff on our side and they had Vance on their side. We would wipe the floor with J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is a corrupt establishment politician who's caught on, who kissed Donald Trump's ass for support in the 2022 Ohio Senate election. He got that because he got Trump's endorsement. And even Trump himself said that J.D. Vance, he's kissing my ass for my support.
Page that J.D. wasn't sure if he wanted my support. J.D. is kissing my ass. He wants my support. So I'm 18 points up. If I was 18 points down, he wouldn't want my support. I'll tell you, Jim Jordan wants my support, and he's doing just fine, right? No, these are fake people.
We all know what's going on. It's political corruptness. It's scummy corruptness. But that's not in Jon Ossoff. That's not on Jon Ossoff. Jon Ossoff is anti-war. He's anti-establishment. He's anti-trickle-down economics. He's pro-tax cuts for the working class. He's pro-tax cuts for the lower class. And that's what we need, because the working class makes up 40% of our population, and the lower class makes up an additional 30%. So there you go. You got almost the entire electorate. So the billionaires would be working against Jon Ossoff to help Gavin Newsom. We cannot let that happen. We got to make sure the rich can still be rich. We applaud if they've worked their way up through the ranks from starting off poor or middle class or even upper middle class and worked their way up the ranks. I applaud that. Congratulations, but you should be taxed at a higher rate to help everybody else, to help pay off our debt that you created. We're $39 trillion in debt. Give me a break. We need to pay that shit off before it's too late. So, in short, Democrats, here's the game plan. We re-elect and focus all of our attention. We canvass, we have small donations to Jon Ossoff 2026 Senate campaign. He wins that by an astounding margin because it's the midterms and people are dissatisfied with the lies of this administration, so they're going to vote for the opposite party. He wins that. We need to get Chuck Schumer to retire being the crony leader of the Democratic Party. He's out of touch. He's been corrupted by government. That's why we need term limits. But also, we need the party to slowly move him out, to slowly push him down and pedal and encourage him to retire as Senate Majority Leader. He could still be senator from New York for the time being. And the Democrats in the Senate need to rile up behind Jon Ossoff and make Jon Ossoff, hear me out, make Jon Ossoff our next Senate Majority Leader Democrat. If he were, hopefully, to win the House, or the Senate. So chances are we're probably not going to win the Senate. So he'd be the minority leader. Jon Ossoff would be the minority, the Democratic minority leader. Minority. He's still a high-ranking official. He still would gather Democrats and give lectures to them and ensure that they are doing what's right to fight back against the corruption of this administration, the betrayal of the American people, and instead of giving big tax cuts to big businesses so that they can underpay their workers, Jon Ossoff would push them in line. He'd push them in line while delivering for his state of Georgia. And that's another thing, my friends. Georgia is going to be a key state in the 2028 presidential election. So what we need to do is what I said, and then after that, all the Democrats, all the insiders, and all the outsiders need to rally behind Jon Ossoff. They're gonna be confused because Gavin Newsom's gonna run. Some of them are gonna divert and support Gavin Newsom. Look, I like Gavin Newsom, but we can't do it. We can't do it because Gavin Newsom would be the Hillary Clinton of 2008. Jon Ossoff would be the Barack Obama of 2008. And what do we know about that election? It was a landslide election for Obama. And many estimate that Sarah Palin, because she's so extreme and out of touch and, pro-drilling and, anti-facts and has little experience and, didn't go to college, Sarah Palin thought she knew everything. That cost John McCain's campaign an estimation about 3 million votes. About 3 million votes. He still would have lost. Because of how bad the economy was. The ripple effects of the economy. How bad it was because of Bush. Going into Iraq and killing our troops while gas prices rise and other countries, stop negotiating with us because we're on their bad side. Just like they're doing now under Trump. Like, literally, this is happening right now. And we still got 3 freaking years left of this wretched administration, so we don't know what's going to happen. We're probably going to go to war again. We don't know. Hopefully not. Hopefully there's not a draft. But it's hard telling. It's hard telling with this impulsive thing in the office. But we need somebody who will answer to Gen Z, who will also answer to millennials, who Obama was a very big, crucial role for millennials, the average voter. The average life, the average, what's it called? The median age in the United States as of 2024 is 39 years old. 39 years old is the average person in this country. Average person in this country. That's who we need to be fighting for. Okay? That's what we need to be fighting for. We need a lockbox for Social Security benefits. We need all that too. But we also need to pay off our debt before all of that we get submerged in it. It just keeps piling up. Who's going to pay that off? We're going to be forced to. Our kids are going to have to be forced to. Our interest is going to be insane. We already got interest problems with, ourselves, personal. Then we got to worry about the state. Then we have to worry about the federal government. Really? The federal government now. Really? It's unfathomable. So make sure you spread this video, you spread awareness, you do your part to ensure that our country becomes a better country for everybody, for farmers, for healthcare workers, for small business owners, for people who do maintenance, for people who do cleanup, for people who do outside work, landscaping, everything. We need this country to be affordable again. And we're not going to do that unless we do something big now, progressive change. And that would be embodied in Jon Ossoff. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, you don't have to listen to me. I'm telling you how it's going to be.